not a second-hand coat. I want a yacht, not a cheap little boat. I tell my daddy not to be depressed. All I need for happiness is the best. I want a diamond, nothing else has appeal. And when it comes to men, you know how I feel. I want a real man. Give me a real man, you know what I mean. I want a real man. Oh, real man, you're what I need.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Real Men. This is the magazine for men, where men get real. I'm your host, Tim Steeves. We have a hot panel of all-star yackers assembled, so let's meet them. Anne-Marie Scheffler's here today. How are you, Anne-Marie?
I'm good, Tim. How are you?
Good to see you, Chef. Also joining us, the effervescent Dwayne Hill is here. See you, Dwayner.
A little coked up.
What was that, Dwayne? Tim Reichert joined us. Good to see you, Timmy.
Rock and roll, man. Rock and roll.
Nice to see you, man. Also, Chucky Byrn's here. See you,
Dwayne
Chuck.
stole my Coke.
Unbelievable. We're off to a hot start. Actually, we're going to get the show started with that very same Chuck Byrn. A little commentary. Go ahead, Chucky.
Adult men living at home. Pathetic? Perhaps. Desperate? Maybe. Or maybe they're just practical. It's more expensive to move out of the house now. Housing shortage, jobs are short. It's difficult to make it in the world on your own. And besides, eventually, the parents are going to die and you'll be able to move out of the basement. That'd be fun. Tim?
Thanks, Chuck. Nice job, buddy. Grab some cushion. All right, let's talk about this. Dwayner, when's it time to leave the nest? Did you split right at like 15, 16?
Well, I was very independent as a child. And I remember when I was around 18, my mother kicked me out. And I tried to sabotage my own life so that she would think that, she made a horrible mistake. You see, I can't survive on my own. I eat pig paste off the floor. I'm wrong. I'm bad. But now I couldn't be happier. I'm really glad she actually thrust me out of the house. I was not independent at all. I would have stayed there.
You had to be thrown out?
I was weaned with a crowbar. I was one of those. Away from the breasts.
Gee, I wonder why.
No more coming out of the well.
That's surprising, Dwayne. I can't imagine anyone wanting you out of the house.
Oh,
It is, dude.
I know. But I mean, but one thing is interesting is this is the first generation, I think, of people that are 35 years old and living with their parents. There's people that are 35 years old and living with their parents. And of course, if you wait around that long, if you can hang on that long, they eventually become grandparents to you. And so maternal. It's like, I made some butter tarts for you. You're 35. Get out of the house.
Timmy, are these guys just losers, or are they helping out at home still, maybe?
No,
Is
come
there some
on.
way to justify living at home into your 40s with your folks?
Of course not. You've just got to be the biggest loser. I mean, I was the youngest, the first guy in my school to go out and get his own apartment, and it was because I had this big Canadian flag, but instead of the Canadian maple leaf, there was like a pot leaf.
Exactly.
And I wanted to put it in a window, and my mom was like, well, you're not putting it in my window. And I was like, well, I'll get my own place then. And so I did. But yeah, I had to get my own. That was my main goal out of school, forget university even. It was get my own place.
And how do you date a guy if, he's
Hello.
living at home?
Tell me about it.
I met a guy at a, out in public, and I didn't know much about him, but he gave me his number, and I called him. His mother answered the phone, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to
How old's this guy?
Like in his 30s,
Ouch.
for sure. Ouch, yeah.
Was that a quick turnoff for you?
Totally. And I I never called him back,
I can
But I
see
did have
doing
sex
it
with him.
I know people. I have some friends that are about to move in with her parents, his in-laws, and the only reason they're doing it is a money issue. They want to save money because they want to buy a place of their own.
Yeah. It's big in ethnic families, too. A lot of Italian families, they all live at home, and they,
You leave when you get married.
They
In
leave
some
and buy a house.
cultures, it's Italy and lots of countries, it's very normal. That's the thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Dwayner, you got
That's like the last refuge of the unsound mind. Well, female circumcision is popular in a couple of countries. We can justify it now. Spread them.
We're not the only ones.
There's a culture. The Samoans, they stay there in the house till they're 60. Of course, the house is made entirely of their own dung, so they have a personal stake in it. But
No, that's true. I agree
Dwayner's
with
off
that.
to a
This
hot
ain't
start.
Italy. This ain't Europe. This ain't. Get the hell out of the house, you loser.
I think it's become it's people are accepting it a little more, and because of that, more and more people are doing it. You know what I mean? It used to be like if you stayed at your house past 25. People really wondered about you. Like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? And now people are just like, well, I guess maybe saving some money.
Well, it's okay to move out and then come back. I can understand that.
I think that'd be worse.
Well,
I tried
That is
and
worse.
failed.
Here's my story.
That is worse, exactly.
I moved out when I was 18, first got my own place, and then when I was about 21 or 22, financially had to go back home just for a little bit, and disaster. I moved back home for about 6 months, moved out 6 months later, didn't talk to my mom for another 3 years after
Little
that.
resentment there, Timmy, when you come back?
It was just this, it was the my rules thing, right?
let's
I
face
had my own rules.
They took my trophies down.
Moved back home and suddenly it's mom's rules again, and it was like,
Oh, yeah.
forget that.
Exactly, they're hogging the comforter. I'm used to having this myself.
Mom!
It's like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. Jack Albertson's feet are sticking out of your bed.
It was, you know what it was? It was all about the girls, right? Because I had my own place and I was bringing girls back to my place, and then suddenly I'm with mom and bringing girls back to mom's.
Well, you're living
And it was
as an
tough enough
independent
getting the girls
adult.
to begin with. Eventually, they're going to sober up. It's like, come on back to my place. I hardly know you. Come on, please. You're so lit. You got to come back. It's like, Mom, Dad. Honey, I can explain.
I've got one buddy who's like 43, and he lives with his folks, but his mom's really not doing very well. Is there any justification there, Dwayne, or would you buy that?
Well, I think there's, what, I'm not with the Tim, like every guy who does it is a loser. I think there is justification for it. I mean, we're just taking pros and cons, but I don't necessarily see that much of a problem with it, except for the fact that you do have to get pushed out of your nest or you will become complacent, because parents become more maternal and paternal as they get older, to the point where my mother's dog, she's a dog, and its legs have atrophied because it never has touched the ground. She carries it. I'm sure if she could breastfeed it, she would. Wet nurse to puppies. She's like, Dwayne, have a baby. I don't care if it's illegitimate. Believe me, mother, it will be. And so, I think that you do have to be pushed out of the nest at some point. But if you have to go back to take care of your parents or because of financial reasons, I totally understand that. I don't have a problem with it.
No, I'm not going to come down on some guy taking care of his sick mom, but
Or for financial reasons. I mean, let's face it.
financial reasons, I got no time for that.
But you want to rent the place? Okay, hey, I want to live in Manhattan. It's $4,000 a month rent.
Well, don't live in Manhattan until you can afford to live in Manhattan. Don't let mom foot your bill for you. Come
Oh,
on.
it's on.
That's elitist. That's
Okay,
like, hey, if you
fellas.
can't afford to fly a helicopter,
Let's get
don't
out of
buy
here.
one.
Good job, fellas. It is on today on Real Men. Let's sell some stuff. When we come back, we're going to be joined by a very special guest, Brian O'Halloran, actor from Clerks. You recognize him. And he's going to join us. We're going to keep it up here on Real Men. What a wild start. We also talked to some people in the street. Roll that, Steve-O. We'll be right back. How long you been married, sir?
15 years, 16 years.
Any advice for a young single guy out there?
Get a job, settle down,
Pay the bills?
pay the bills, yeah.
Welcome back to Real Men, where men get real. We're joined by Brian O'Halloran. He's a great actor. He's been in Clerks, as you know, Vulgar, and his newest film is going to be premiering at the Women's Eye Festival, Drop Dead Roses. Thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Cool. So this segment we're going to be rapping as per usual, and to get it kicked off, here's Dwayne Hill to set the topic. Go ahead, big man.
Hello? Oh, hi, Linda. No, I haven't heard from Tim. I haven't seen him in weeks. Hold on, I got to call the other line. Hello? Oh, hey, Tim. Yeah, I'm talking to Linda. Oh, slow down, slow down. You're what? With who? Hickeys. Hold on. Linda, did you say Tim or Jim? Tim's here. Yeah, he's right here. We were just having a punching contest. You know, the single finger punch that we do, that thing? 1 second. Tim, I'm not going to cover you for you much longer here, okay? Just hold on. Linda, Tim's peeing right now. I'm just going to, hold on. Tim, you're going to have to tell her you're having sex with that. Linda! All right, this isn't good. You're going to be single soon. Maybe we should do lunch. Tim?
That was great, Dwayne. Or grab some cushion, man. We're talking about covering for that cheating friend, and we're joined by Brian O'Halloran. Thanks for coming in, Brian.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
So what about it? How far would you go for your buddy?
There's a length, but you have to have the story straight. And that's
exactly.
That's the whole exact thing.
Can you do me a
there.
favor? Wake up in a tub of ice
Right.
with a note beside you.
Right.
Cut out my kidneys. Come in for me.
Right, and so being a performer, like I'll come up with like elaborate type of stories. It's the same way, and then the other guy's like, you're digging a script here. I just want you to cover for me. So it's always tough to find, like, to
We
get a story
played
straight.
pool.
Right.
Is that so hard?
Yeah, you got to keep it simple.
Well, we went and we found this sick puppy, and he's over at the vet right now.
And he was scratching at your boyfriend's back. Because this puppy was just like, and it looks like a road map. And there's actually some nail polish because the puppy had been vandalized by a homeless man who had lots of nail polish. Anywho.
What about you, Timmy Reichert? You're going to cover for your man or what?
You have to, right? What are you going to do? Snitch on your friend, call his girlfriend? You know what? And by the way, I'd like to date you. You can't, you know.
No, I know.
You got to cover and hope that she'll eventually figure it out, and then you can date her.
He was so wrong for you, and I'm so right. Hang on, he's knocking the door. Oh, Tim, have a seat.
No, you got to cover. You got to cover. It's, and I'm not condoning the cheating thing. It's just, like
No,
I
you
said,
have to
what are
cover
gonna
for
do?
your friends. You do have to cover for your friends, but your friends will also, I mean, I'll say to my friend, you know, do you want to know what's going on? Or, you know, you really have to be able to tell your friend the truth if it comes up.
Well, plus it's tough if both people are good friends of yours as well.
Right,
If it's,
that's
just, if it's a girl from the outside, it's like, well, you know, you
if
can
both of
cover.
them are friends, you have to exclude
Right.
yourself from the covering.
Right, exactly. That's
Yeah.
that's another thing
That's
you
right.
find yourself going like, well,
But
look,
usually,
dude, she's a nice
you'd figure your friend would be smart enough to know that, you know, you also know his girlfriend, so maybe he shouldn't be the guy.
Yeah.
And let's face it, both men and women do it. They have to cover each other. But women
yeah.
and men cheat for different reasons. Like, women don't cheat because they're mad at their man or because the guy's a dreamboat. But guys are like, it's like, you're sleeping with her? She's a Buick. She's an enormous, she smokes and just pipes. You can't.
Has anyone covered for a girlfriend who's cheating on the boyfriend that you know? Has anyone covered for the girl?
Yeah.
Good question, Timmy.
No.
I would find
Dead
it.
silence.
I don't think a girl would trust me enough to tell me that, Dwayne, I cheated on my boyfriend. Oh my God!
He's so good at keeping his mouth
Yeah,
shut.
tell a stand-up comic.
Maybe not
You know
us.
Sarah? Yeah.
Maybe not us,
Your
but
girlfriend, she's
Anne-Marie might
cheating.
have some girlfriends who did some cheating. She might have had to cover
Anne-Marie, would you
for.
cover for your cheating girlfriend?
I would, because, you know, I would definitely be on the sister side, you know what I mean? But I have to tell you that I haven't had anything recently that comes to mind. I think the girls I hang around with are really, really good.
Anne-Marie Anne-Marie covers for herself.
So you're the bad girl. You're the bad girl of
Yes.
the group, is what you're saying.
Did I just say that out loud?
So they're coming for you.
Exactly, she's covering for herself. Yesterday she shows up in a sombrero. Anne-Marie, I'm not Anne-Marie, I am obviously a Spanish gentleman. And if you see a gentleman asking about me, it's not my boyfriend Carl, that bastard.
Would the girl named Anne-Marie wear a sombrero?
No, of course not.
Then there's that other half of the conversation you have to have with your friend with, like, well, maybe you should tell her, you know, to
Right,
get you
yeah.
finally out of that
Aren't
loop.
you
For sure.
miserable?
No.
Dude,
Get out.
I'm sick of it.
Yeah, well, the problem is if you cover once, you're going to be the go-to guy for
Right,
the rest
exactly.
of the time.
That's why I'm like, I'm doing it this last time, man, you know, whatever. And then there's always the slip the hint. You're covering, but you're not really. Like, slip the hint to the girl that he's cheating on. Like,
Yeah.
Tim, he's really not that good in bed from what I heard. You know, something to get
Not just
From what I
you,
heard.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly, it gets
What I
worse and
heard
worse.
from all the other girls he's having sex with. Wink, wink.
Did you cheat again? No, I started killing prostitutes.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
gotta cover for me.
Come on.
It's also
We've
gotta
all
be-
killed a hobo. Let's not go there.
It's also going to have something to do with how long this has been going on. If he steps out of bounds once, you know, maybe
Yeah.
no big deal. But if he's having a 2-year-long affair, after a while, that's a lot of pressure on the pal.
Yeah, there's a point
Yeah,
where
you're
you, there's a point where you
getting
go,
sucked in.
look, dude, the vault is full. There's no more room in the vault, okay?
All right, let's wrap it up. We're going to come right back. Brian, you want to hang with us for another segment or two, man?
Sure.
That's great.
Good
Yeah,
for
we're
you.
joined by Brian O'Halloran. We've been talking about covering for that cheating friend. And when we come back to Real Men, we're going to talk about first love, love at first sight. I don't even know. We'll see. Love. So we're shifting gears, apparently. We're going from covering for that cheating friend to puppy love, first love, and crushes, which I don't even know what's going on here. First love, Brian, or love at first sight, you believe in that kind of stuff? You a romantic guy?
Love, the guys, it's lust at first sight, in a sense, in
Yeah.
a way. Love at first sight, I don't know. Is someone like, wow, that could be my wife? Can happen.
Right.
I mean, the girlfriend I'm dating now, I've been dating her now for 8 years. When I first saw her, I was like, wow, she's hot. So,
Right.
you know, but I thought she's extremely out of my league. So I didn't really had the thought of like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, sweep her off her feet. But apparently she tells me she saw me and thought of love at first sight. So.
Cool.
Your first thought wasn't, wow, she's hot, and then, hey, don't talk about that way about the woman I love.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't call her hot.
That's so rude. All right, you. Shut up.
I'd sleep with her, but I'm a pig.
I think the difference between men and women is that, I think we experience lust at first sight too, but we think it's love. We just think, wow, he's so sexy, and I love him, and I'm going to marry him, and this is going to be forever. And it's just,
I think
pheromones.
lust and love are a lot closer together for women than they are for men.
Yeah.
Because lust is just, we got lust just walking down the street 24 hours a day. Love is like, all right, maybe later. Right. Once I'm spent and I've had a nap.
Jimmy,
you had me at spent.
I happen to know that Reichert asked his wife to marry him on the freaking Eiffel Tower. You're making us all look bad, man.
Yeah, man. Well, and on the topic of first crushes and first loves, as you know, I've never had lust or a crush on any woman until my wife.
Nice try, buddy.
There was never
Backtracking. Just
came out of the basement of the monastery and met your wife.
Yeah, that ain't going to make up for the 20 episodes
Exactly.
you're talking about sex, pal.
You're pretending to masturbate, thinking about somebody else. Well, you won't be able to cover for it. So you proposed to her on the Eiffel Tower?
I did.
Now, was there anybody else doing the same thing at the same time?
No, in
He's
fact,
like, excuse me, can you French please get me down? I'm trying to propose.
It's like an application
But how long was it? How long was it
Next.
before you really realized you were in love?
well, maybe a year.
Yeah?
Maybe 6 months, a year to a year before I said it.
But
You start to realize it right away. You start to think it right
things
away.
happen
But you're not
quickly?
going to say it until you're damn sure.
Anne-Marie, do women, do they worry about when to break out the L word?
Oh, yeah. I think there's a bit of, you don't want to say it too soon, and a little bit of waiting to see who says it first.
Yeah.
Although you do feel it too soon.
What about with
Yeah.
you guys,
I
Brian?
love him.
Brian, you guys have been together 8 years?
Yeah.
When did the love word start coming in?
I think the love word actually was said within a month.
Wow.
Oh,
So that's pretty
that's
romantic.
nice.
That's pretty
Yeah.
fast.
It was just weird because we had, it was like high intensity for the first month.
Right.
Like,
That's lust.
Right.
Getting your meals under the door and stuff?
No. It was just a lot of talking, which was something that we're both actors, so we do a lot of. So
Right.
the talking was just like hearing things that we clicked on, like so many different topics and different subjects. I was just like, yeah.
That seems to be the
Similar
way.
mindset.
And
For
being
guys-
naked at the same time
Right,
doesn't hurt. It's like, I can't believe you're naked, have breasts, and we're clicking.
Right.
Chucky doll, doesn't it seem like that's for guys? That's where the lust can go to the love is when we were on the phone till 6 in the morning and we couldn't shut up. I mean, is that the big indicator, Chuck?
When you're 12, maybe. I spent a lot of time on the phone when I was 15, but since then, it's just, I'd rather do the face-to-face talking than the phone conversation.
Well, I was just
phone
saying-
conversation's easier because you can sit there in your underpants and scratch yourself and just kind of ramble on.
Right.
Right.
But if
and
she's
they
there,
ramble-
she can
And
scratch
you can
it.
also tune out without
Right, exactly.
really
If they
people
ramble
picking
on,
up
you put the phone down.
You know what I hate?
Yeah.
I hate is when a guy says, I've only loved one woman, and that was a terrible breakup, but maybe I could love again. You're like, you're done. You had the big crush, you had the big first love, and you're done. That's it. You can't love again.
I've only
Boys?
ever loved one woman.
Once
Yes.
bitten, twice shy.
I've only loved one woman,
And
my
you'll never be
second
her.
wife. That's the only woman I truly loved, and she was a complete bitch. But I still loved her.
Did you find it hard to hold back even for that first month, the I love you
yeah.
thing?
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
you
okay.
want to say it right away, right? Because you're really into this person. Like third date, you want to say I love you. Right. And for me, it was like the first 4 or 5 months of holding back the I love you word until you finally have the balls to say it.
Did you wait for her to say it?
No, I said it.
Oh, that's nice.
I said
Plus,
it.
before I met my girlfriend, I was in like a drought for like 2 years, a whole dry spell, and then before that, I was dating a girl for 4 years, and so I didn't want to go into the whole like, all right, fool me again type of thing, and get crushed, and so I was just like, all right, I'm gonna hold off on it. But like I said, we just went. It was like hot fire the entire first month.
Yeah.
It was like we tell friends and stuff like that first month felt like 4 months of actual like other people who date in normal time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where they date like maybe 3 times a week. We were seeing each other almost like every day and really hanging out and stuff.
How's it going now, Brian? I mean, as both actors, you're obviously gigging on the road a lot and stuff. Do you guys, how often are you guys together is what I'm trying
We're
to get
often we're together a lot. We've been very fortunate enough to work on projects together a lot. As a matter of fact, she's involved in this film as well. That we just
That's
shot
got
in
to be a
Toronto.
great bonus.
Yeah, it was. It was and it wasn't at the same time. You know what
But
I
it
mean?
must also
sure.
be nice to be able to
Separation.
have that break, though,
Yeah.
when you're not working together.
Exactly. It is.
It's like Antonio Banderas and Melanie Griffith. They said, what was Melanie? He directed her in a movie. He said, what was it like directing your wife? And he said, I will never do it again.
All right, let's jump out. Good job,
Spanish
panel.
accent
We got just a couple more minutes. Brian, can you hang in with us?
her to drive.
Appreciate it, man. We're joined by Brian O'Halloran, actor. We're talking about love and romance and I don't even know. Come back. Unreal, man.
He's the nicest guy.
Hey, welcome back to Real Man. I'm your host, Tim Steeves. In the last segment here, we're just going to keep talking about romance and stuff. We're joined by Brian O'Halloran, the actor dude. Thanks for coming in, Brian.
Thanks for having me.
So you sound like a pretty romantic guy from what we've heard today.
I've been known.
Yeah, I'm quite impressed actually by you and Tim Reichert here. I mean, it sounds like you guys love your women.
Not like those pigs Chuck and Dwayne.
Yeah.
Those pigs over there. Well, isn't that the way?
He's good breeding stock. Yes, we're pigs.
He's got those childbearing hips.
You got a bird in your mouth. Hey.
But Dwayne, you don't believe in love, do you?
Well, of course I do. A man's love for a sandwich. His love for a refreshment after the sandwich.
You know, this brings me back to a day when I had ham.
Ham. Could there be a stronger bond?
Not
Glorious
getting any,
ham.
not getting any, not getting any.
Oh, as long as these aren't cut off, I'm getting lots.
Wife on the other side of the country, getting plenty.
Getting plenty.
Hey.
Oh, man. What
us,
about
you're
it,
gonna
Timmy? You
tease
got a
it.
lot of trust going with your relationship, though, don't you?
Big time, yeah. I mean, it's all about trust. I've never understood the whole I've never understood guys who don't trust their girlfriends to the point where they're just jealous all the time.
Probably because they don't trust themselves.
Exactly. Well, what are you doing there if you don't trust? Like, move on. I've never understood that. I'm going to stay with this person I don't trust, but I'm just going to hammer
Well,
on
I
it.
agree with that, except for the fact that, what if you're dating like this, super hot, flirty, gorgeous wonder model? I mean, I agree with you. I'm just playing the devil's advocate here. Wouldn't you feel like saying, honey, just for you, I'm going to give you a quick kiss with a box cutter? Oh, my face, it's so cold. Well, now no one can love you but me.
I also think
No,
a lot of
that's
people
love,
would rather
that's
be
love.
in a bad relationship than in no relationship at all.
Oh yeah, it's a sad thing.
Brian, as we all know, in this game, in this industry, we're a little insecure sometimes, some of us. Does that ever seep in? Do you ever get a little insecure? You're on the road and wondering what she's up to?
No, we pretty much keep in touch all the time, so I'm not, and it's not like, 'cause I need to know where she is.
And she's got the radio collar, so.
Yeah. Ever since that leg bracelet I got, or beats anytime she leaves the house.
You go
drug
1,000
possession.
meters off the property, your head explodes.
All right, we're out of time, guys. Thanks a lot, Brian, for coming in. That was great, man. And thanks to the panel for another serious topic and discussion. Thanks for coming into Real Men,
level-headed
where men get real. We'll see you next time. Good job, guys.